if you could have one superpower, what would it be? And we're talking literal superpowers. So, for instance, if you had the ability to fly, then you wouldn't be able to.
I like
sort
the
of
way
breathe
he's adding
in the outer
caveats to this
atmosphere.
already.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
so if I could fly, I wouldn't be able to breathe.
In the outer atmosphere,
Right,
If you like things like if you're like super speed, it's like, well, then all the skin would tear off your bones as soon as you set off because you'd be going too fast. So that sort of thing, like realistic. Because I hate these things. Where like, what would you do? Oh, I'd be able to. I'd
You ever
want to,
seen The Flash? The
breathe.
Speed Force is meant to protect you.
Yeah, that's the thing. But no, see, that's now that's two superpowers. Because that's
How
super
is it?
speed, and then there's the additional like super bone strength, and then there's all. So there's always caveats, and people don't think about the caveats. So I'm making you think. So if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
So are we talking like, you know how like teleportation, you just like all your clothes would go and your skin
Exactly.
would go.
Yeah.
Skin
Well,
as
no,
well.
yeah, the skin would be right,
But I would just
wherever
always
you
show
went-
up to where I would be naked.
Yeah, you know, like in the boys, like he teleports and then is immediately naked wherever he is.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
couldn't do it. Like you'd be.
Oh yeah, I'd
you'd
have
be
to
in-
make sure I don't teleport within like 1,000 meters of a school.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Game over. Prison.
Yeah,
Boom.
you'd
Well,
have to be.
seeing
very
as how you
careful.
put in a lot of caveats on this, I'm just going to go with mind reading.
Mind reading. What? Presumably you can switch it on and off.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. That's a good one. That's smart.
I can't see any downside to that one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I would probably go with healing factor.
Okay. What? As in what? Wolverine, Deadpool.
Like yeah, that
so you good.
level.
So you're
Wolverine more than Deadpool.
yeah. So because you'd never die and probably drive yourself insane after 54,000 years.
You know
and then you'd be
what?
floating around in space when the whole Earth has been annihilated
You
and
know
the
what?
sun's exploded, but you're still alive in that.
At least it'd be peaceful, and there would be no politics of like crap going on in the world. Like I am such a homebody, and I like my peace. I like my like. Honestly, you know what? It sounds great
Just
to
gonna
me.
float away into a little distant galaxy.
And you know what? I might come across, and sod floor, I'll end up on a planet where there'll be loads of aliens that are like.
Going by Marvel logic, you could end up being a planet.
I could be a planet.
Have
I'd
you
have to
seen?
eat a lot of pizza to become a planet.
I'm guessing I'm the only one who's actually read where Deadpool dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had quite a lot of the comics, but I can't remember.
Deadpool. It's only been fairly recently. Deadpool's
Spoilers.
daughter is in it,
Right,
and they've lived for hundreds of years,
right.
thousands of years, and death basically comes for him.
Okay, it's like you're done now.
Physical death, and
Yeah, because that's a character, isn't it? And like Thanos is like infatuated with her.
exactly,
And,
yeah. And basically, his daughter finds a neutrino bomb,
Okay.
and he's like, right, we're both going together, because he didn't want to die, and he didn't want to try and die and not die and her die. He couldn't live without his daughter.
Right. Oh, that's
Really
sweet.
quite cute.
That's
Yeah.
quite sweet.
He
Very
did.
sad,
He
but sweet.
refused to try and kill her unless he could die as well.
Okay, that's sweet.
This wasn't intended to be quite as morbid as that at the start. This
Well, there you
little
go. Throwing all the caveats
filler.
in. What can I say?
I do apologise for that. Do you want to know what I would do? Do you know what my superpower would be?
Go on.
I'd like to be able to look 15 minutes into the future. I can just look into the future and then done. No physical changes to me because I could just go, right, who's going to win the next race? Thank you. Easy peasy.
Oh, for like betting.
Yeah.
They make yourself rich.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I could save so many problems if I got that much money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
I'd look into the future and be like, right, what was he going to throw me there? Oh, that was going to be a fast ball in. Okay. Crushing that.
I'd still miss.
Yeah, that's true. Just because I know it's coming doesn't mean I can actually do anything
yeah.
about
Just
it.
because you know what they're gonna throw.
But then I guess could you then like use that to alter the future? Because
That's the
like
thing. Because if you see the future,
Essentially, yeah.
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 But then are you seeing the future as the future would be if you did not alter it?
Exactly.
Or would you be seeing the future as if you had altered it?
No, so I'd be seeing it because I'd be seeing the future.
So
how
you're
they
then that's no
not
longer-
use-
but then
that
that's-
you can alter.
But caveat on your own little thing going on,
Because
but then
that-
you
oh,
would
yeah.
then alter it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm creating all sorts of time spirals and stuff going on. Yeah.
It would
There's
be
all
great
sorts of
for
stuff
married
breaking.
couples, though, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. You could see 15 minutes into how you're going to piss your wife off.
Mhm.
Just, oh, let's not do that.
And also that one day I look into the future, I'm just lying dead on the floor, like, oh!
What happened? Rewind.
I'm looking for things above, and I'm running around going, oh! All right. Anyway. I like a little soft intro. It's always good.
Well, now you should probably introduce our guest.
I should. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Generation Gap podcast. We have a special guest for the first time.
Hello. Sorry, it's not as exciting as, I don't know,
Yeah,
an
you were
actual celebrity
expecting
or...
Zuckerberg.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds said yes, didn't make it. Oh,
It was an awkward
quickly.
falling out. You read his comic book and you got very upset about you announcing the ending.
I believe you originally ordered Jason Momoa, but you ordered him on Temu,
I did.
and then that's how you got me.
Don't say right. First of all, this is Danny. Welcome, Danny. Temu is my new favourite place to shop because these microphones that I've recently purchased off Temu, Temu sponsors, not off a very expensive website. I'm not going to pretend that they're thousands of pounds worth. They're not. But I paid for them with a Klarna option because I was like, that's cool. I didn't know they did Klarna. As I thought, sod it, I'll give that a go. And they rejected my Klarna. They were like, no, you can't have Klarna. It doesn't like your bank account. You can't do it. I was like, cool. But you are sending them. And they're like, yeah. Oh, they're being shipped. Yeah. But we're not going to take that kind of payment from you. I'm like, okay. Would you like more? Would you like the money then? They're like, no. No, you can have the microphones. We just want you to know that we don't appreciate your bank account or your money. So we're just going to give you the microphones for free. I'm like, thank you. I tried it recently with some more equipment that I've got ordered for my camera. Didn't work. They actually took money off me this time. I was like, shit. So,
I figured out a good hack the other day, and this might be something that
This may go out on air.
this might go out on air. So
If you don't want to pay council tax,
if you just take things from shops and just walk out, they never follow you.
yeah, who knew? No, so guys know that I collect Warhammer, right? And I've got this big glass cabinet from IKEA
Nerd.
that I store my Warhammer in. And as anyone that is a Warhammer geek knows, that you have this pile of shame.
aficionado.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you've got this pile of shame that you can never paint quicker than you can actually get through the amount of plastic.
I've got half a cupboard full of that with
It's
I've got
ridiculous.
little miniatures that I was supposed to do and never did.
I think I'm currently accumulating. I've got about 10 armies right now that are all somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 points. Bear in mind, a lot of these armies are still in their boxes.
Pieces. I was like, you've got 10,000 pieces that you haven't done. Okay, points.
A lot. Anyway, so I've got this cabinet from IKEA. It's got 3 glass shelves in it, right? And there's no way that there is enough room for 10 armies on 3 glass shelves.
So, were you married, the response would be, well, you're going to need less armies. But you're not. So your response is, I'm going to need more shelves.
Exactly that. The joys of being a single man. So my problem is, though, I've got no space for another cabinet.
See, this brings up another problem, is that those glass shelves, you can't add more shelvings to them.
Yes,
So
you
presumably you've got a significant amount of dead space.
you can add more shelves.
You
to
can add more shelves. However, IKEA don't sell the shelves on their own.
Oh, no.
them. Ours does.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Oh, see, ours doesn't. They're like, oh, it's only part of the actual unit that you order. So I went to IKEA and was like, hey, I need 2 glass shelves. Didn't specify why or what reason. And the guy was just like, oh, have you broken them? So I basically spun a fictional tale that I now have a, I don't know, stupidly big German Shepherd. That I don't have a dog.
Is it dangerous? Is
Dangerous.
he into breaking glass?
Into breaking glass.
What's his
Eats
name?
it.
He eats the glass.
His name's Smashy.
He's called Smashy. Let's go with that. And I was just like, I've got a German Shepherd. Jumped up, smashed the glass. Didn't happen once, so I was stupid enough to let him do it twice.
Oh, no.
Conveniently, the numbers of the 2 shelves.
What are you like?
And then they're sending them out to me tomorrow.
I've seen someone who has done similar things, saying they need a replacement part for a cabinet, and they sent it. They were like, well, let's see how far I can go with this. So continued to reorder replacement parts for the same set, and was and took a free set.
End up with a whole new thing.
I mean, they've got
Work
a
smarter,
lot of
not
money.
harder.
They've got a lot of money, haven't they? It's not like they.
I think they've got a fair few,
I
Bob.
don't think they're gonna be like going bankrupt over missing 2 glass shelves.
Weird. The CEO of IKEA was
do,
supposed to
though.
be here today. He cancelled. Apparently they're going under.
They're going under. Too many people getting
shells.
Glass shells
Too
are
many
going away.
glass shells being given away.
16 billion pounds in glass shells were going away last year. Yeah, which is weird. That's the same number of Warhammer that was sold.
Warhammer armies.
Armies,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Units. I didn't know anything about that. I don't do Warhammer. Sorry. I came around and
D&D.
painted that one time. It was
You
quite
did.
cool.
You
That was
did.
fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
So we'll explain who Danny is. Oh, I'm holding this on a stick because I only bought 2 microphones. I didn't think anyone would want to come and join us. So Mickey's holding my microphone for me. So yeah, we know Danny through. Well, I know you through friends and stuff. But you two have met at D&D.
Yeah.
So we play the Dan Jones and Dragons on a Tuesday, and Danny's part of our little party. What are you? You've got interesting characters because I had 2 campaigns and then thought this third one would just be a bit of silly nonsense.
Doesn't matter how many campaigns you have, you're always a bard.
No, this is the first and only bard I've got.
Feels like you're always a bard.
First one was Elf Ranger, then it was Draconic Sorcerer, and I was like, well, those are really serious, and I'm taking that's very important. So I went with the silly bard character, and then obviously immediately the first 2 campaigns stopped, and I've just got a silly bard character.
Yeah, so I'm a satyr warlock. So basically, I'm a half goat,
Yeah, you are, and you've got wings.
Yes.
which we found out last night.
Oh dear, Jeff has come in as well. Can I say hello? Hello, baby. It's that part of the podcast where Jaffa comes in and interrupts everything.
Yeah, it was a shock to most of the. I remembered you had wings, but I didn't remember that they were useful wings. I remember when you joined and the image that put up, they looked like kind of skeletal wings.
Yeah.
So I didn't know they
I
had
use
any
them that
purpose.
they can help break a fall. That's it.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
they were
we've not
just-
put you to any sort of use at all. There've been situations where we've been stuck in places and we didn't know where to go, and you could have just gone, "I'll have a look then."
Well, I don't know if I can fly or not. I've got wings, but
Well,
You just say you can fly. It's all made up. Mate.
I mean,
I can
okay.
fly now.
I mean,
I've written it into law.
I think for like our main thing is using you as a human shield.
It was.
It was until Holly.
Now I'm just a glass cannon.
Yeah.
And Holly's is little tanky girl. She's doing well.
Just
I just don't know why my hit point. Anyway,
I'm useful in towns and things for getting stuff cheaper. I don't do a lot else.
No.
I do wind up. I DM though, which is.
I think
feel
we
that's my
all
main
do
I
thing.
think
that.
we all do. We
I think
all
that's
test his
a-
patience.
That's a given.
So I ran a one shot because my the DM is also my brother. He was moving house. So he's like, "Look, I can't do it this week. I'm moving house." I was like, I'll do a one shot then. That's fine. And DM'd for 3 weeks. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. I cannot wait to give you. I say give you to get back into being the other side of things because he loves it. I thought I'd really enjoy it, but I don't know how to DM. I made up most of what I was doing. I'm sure you were aware. I didn't know
Really?
what I was
Oh,
up to.
what?
A lot of it's like, right, roll to hit, and you all went, "What's that mean?" I went, you roll a d20. You know when you were like, "I got 14," I was like, "Oh, that misses. Oh, that hits." All made up.
No, we knew.
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, that's maybe
You know
close
you
enough."
were on camera at the time, right?
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that'll do." Yeah, I want to give it back to him or read a book on how to actually do it properly. Oh, right. So Danny's here anyway. We discussed topics of what he wants to talk about. What did you say?
What did I say? Like gaming,
Gaming,
tattoos,
tattoos,
because we're all in kind of that industry, so to speak.
and
in a way.
probably more importantly,
And most importantly, just kind of like men's mental health. I think we it doesn't get spoken about enough. Obviously, there's been a big rise in kind of advocacy for doing that. But
we're 6 episodes in and we have not even mentioned it yet. It's
No.
two guys on a podcast.
and it's I mean, I guess it's one of those. It's a serious subject, but it's we're getting there with it, I think. But it's just I thought why not? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy to say it. I think more guys do need to bring it up. But I'm currently in my third lot of therapy at the moment for various things. I've done talk therapy twice, so just your general counselling. I've done that in 2 ways. I've done it over the phone. I've done it with face-to-face counselling, and then I've just started the CBT, so the cognitive behaviour therapy counselling, and that's online, kind of like like through Teams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it's technically like
That's
kind of
smart.
face to face, but not. They don't have to travel. It's quite
Mhm.
convenient. It's quite nice. And yeah, I think it's just we historically, especially kind of men around our age, kind of late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s,
We call it generation gap for a reason.
generation gap.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
sorry, the old man in the corner can't hear you.
oh, Carl, can you hear me?
You said our age. I just looked straight at Carl like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
But our kind of our generation, and even the generation before us, it's kind of, especially guys, it's like, suck it up, get on with it. Here's some concrete pills for you to harden the fuck up, right? Like and that's largest killer of men is suicide. It's because we're so scared to
And mosquitoes.
open up and mosquitoes. But we're scared to open up and chat about things, and even if it's just with a friend. But honestly, it's so helpful. Like it helps you come to terms with things, or kind of understand things, talk things through. But the CBT stuff, I mean, I've recently been diagnosed with supposedly kind of diagnosed with ADHD, like almost everyone right now.
Snap.
Yeah, boom. Were you a gifted and talented child at high school?
No, I was a lazy child.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Having got to a grammar school, top 5% school, was then
nice.
diagnosed as being very lazy. What you being so lazy for? I'm like, I don't remember things, and I don't know why. But if I enjoyed the subject, loved it.
Yeah.
I remember everything, and I already put those two together.
Enjoyed it because you're hyper focused on it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you look at my camera, or just if you head onto my Instagram, you can physically scroll through my hyperfixations, where it's like, oh, clearly he's doing this now. Oh, he's moving on to this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, now he's doing this. So yeah, I've had a couple of chats with doctors recently. And they're like, we could diagnose you but it takes a bit of time to get any sort of
Yeah.
diagnosis or anything. I was like, do you need one? I was like, no. He goes, we're pretty confident that you're just in the back of your mind. That's probably what
Yeah.
we're confident to say that's what you've got. So if you do sort of if you are looking to improve certain aspects of your life and you're worried about certain areas, I'd maybe start there. And if you do
Yeah.
need a proper sort of test and stuff, we can try and get that done. I'm like, I don't need one, but it's nice to know for the first time in what was 28 years. He's the first person to say, yeah, I wouldn't say you were lazy. Have you thought about maybe you've got something going on up there where
Yeah, it
that
just
sort of
doesn't
explains a couple of
process.
things?
Yeah.
I'm like, that does explain a few things. I first got into it, I was talking to a friend of mine from Scotland. We play video games together. And he was saying, I was talking to him, I was just chatting with him. His name was John. And he was like, oh yeah, because we were talking about stuff and talking about his ADHD. I was like, oh yeah, because I do that. He goes, do you do this? I was like, yeah, I'll do that. He goes, cool. And he kept saying stuff. He was like, so let me guess, you drink energy drinks before bed because it helps you sleep. I was like, oh no. I was like, yeah. And he just kept listing all these things, and I'm like, at the time I was just like, no, don't be silly. Oh, nothing wrong with me. And yeah, they kept naming stuff. I was like, this is all ringing many, many bells. And he goes, yeah, you where I am about 5 years ago before I worked out what was actually happening. I was like, okie dokie. Yeah, it's a nice thing to know and think about
Yeah, it
when you do
definitely
sort of
helps.
struggle in certain areas and you can't seem to focus on certain things, and it's like, okay, maybe give myself a bit of a break rather than just beating myself up over it,
Definitely.
and work out why that is happening and figure out a healthy way to fix it.
Yeah, and I think it's as well, it's how it affects you. I mean, if you're getting through life fine, cool. Nothing to really worry about too much if you know your limitations. I mean, unlike the two of you, I'm studying, right? So it slightly kind of affects me. I've been wondering for years, like, why do I, even when I try and plan my essays like weeks to a month in advance, still find myself struggling? And it's like, I had a placement and it was like, right, you got to do this PowerPoint presentation. It only needs to be like 6 or 7 slides. Spent like 3 hours on 3 slides. Yet when I do it with group of people that tend to not have ADHD, those slides get done in 45 minutes. It's like,
See,
okay.
I went through school where you do every subject known to man, and then you get to GCSEs, you sort of boil those down to the
Yeah,
ones you want,
yeah.
and then you get to A levels where you just do the ones you want,
Yeah.
and then you go to university where you're doing a single thing you want, and then
Yeah.
you specialise in a master's, which I've done. You're doing only the thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
It just became so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, I got to my master's degree, and I was like, oh, wasn't it hard? I was like, it was the best year of my life. I just got to compose the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I had a project which was a 3-month project, and it was a joint project. So you had to work with another composer. A friend of mine, James, was a choral writer, and I wrote for jazz and small ensemble. So we did a jazz mass together. So he wrote the chorally bit, and I did that. And we got to like the last day. I think we didn't sleep for 48 hours leading up to the hand in. And everyone was like, I can't believe we left it to the last minute. Like, and we're like, we've worked solidly for 3 months straight. Because I don't think you realise, this isn't us getting lazy at the end. This is 5 months worth of work that we've packed into a 3-month window.
Yeah.
Loved it. Crashed. The next handed it in, we're like, yes, done. Yeah, we're like, oh, you've got rehearsals tomorrow. I went, we haven't got rehearsals tomorrow. I'm going nowhere for at least 30 hours. I will be asleep with 3 boxes of Dominoes delivered to me at various intervals.
Ooh, yeah. Shout.
Yeah, so that's why it worked for me.
Yeah.
That as I could fixate more on the things I wanted to do, I just found it easier and easier as I went through.
Makes sense. Like, I mean, so this is where the CBT is coming into it. It's like helping me kind of figure out what works for me and how I can adapt. Not quite there yet. Still in the early days of kind of, first of all, figuring out who I am.
You got to understand you. You got to understand yourself before you can go and make changes and improvements.
Well, exactly. But yeah, no, like I said, it's I would definitely, you know, don't even have to tell friends and family that you're doing it. You know, just call up and be like, you know, I'm struggling with this, and your GPs. I know the NHS is like, you know, not the greatest in terms of wait times at the moment, but there are, you know, fairly affordable.
Understatement of the podcast just there.
I've got a cardiology appointment on Monday that I've been waiting 2 years for. Oof. And then somebody was like, well, can you move it? Because we need to do this. I'm like, no, I don't know when I will get this again. Like, I'm sorry, but I need to go to this.
Yeah, this is happening.
Yeah.
Would you move a wedding day the week before? No, you wouldn't. No. I've been waiting longer for this.
Yeah, this could save me, maybe. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, that the NHS is in the situation it's in.
Yeah.
Not enough people can afford private healthcare, and it's. But then we're going down a politics route, unless I don't know.
We don't do politics in this podcast.
Nope.
Maybe American politics, because it's funny laughing at Trump. It's my favourite TV show. It's called America. Every morning I wake up and watch my favourite TV show unfold on TikTok and the BBC. I'm like, what just happened? Oh,
have we seen any evidence of his like ear ever since he got grazed? And I'm saying grazed because let's be honest, it wasn't really shot.
Nicked.
It's one of those. There's a couple of ways you do go about it. I mean, like, I had the counselling therapy at university back in the last year. Very low mood, that kind of thing, and that kind of helped me talk through stuff that was going on personal life wise, trying to work through that. And you know, I was very thankful for that in the way that, you know, they say talk to your friends, but I don't know, I've always been like, well, I don't want to burden them, you know. It's these friends, they also have their own stuff going on, and you know,
I don't have any friends.
You've got us.
I have to make podcasts just to get people in the house.
Yeah, I just, you know, it's that person that, well, first of all, they're professionally trained, but there's that kind of wall between, you know what I mean? There's like kind of, you can open up to them and know that you're not negatively affecting their life.
It's a bit like that you write a letter and don't send it thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit like there's no, you can talk to them, it's like no offence to them. You're not a friend of mine. There's, you know, once we're done, I'll never ever see you again. Yeah. So I can kind of say what I want to you as long as it's not about who I'm going to murder next.
I think this has changed quite a lot recently, I think. When I was in my mid-20s, let's not judge how long ago that was.
Penny farthing?
84.
But I had a down period, and the doctors were like, yeah, I think you need to go and see somebody. was like,
Did you move to America?
So went along, and they were like, "Oh right, well you need to sign the mental health register." I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" You're like, "Oh no, you need to sign that your mental health, that you're on the mental health register." And I was like, "Well, if I sign this, I'm on it for life, right?"
So you
And they
walked
were
in and they were like,
"Yes."
"Oh, you're insane. Okay, yeah, we can do
They're
it."
like, if you
Okay.
sign it, that's it. Once you're on it, you can't come off it. And I was like,
Right.
I'll just fix myself then. And turned around and went out.
Wow.
That was it. That's my only experience of any kind of mental health help.
Wow.
Damn.
So yeah, it was literally a case of you just need to pull yourself together.
Yeah.
Like, there's no help out there for you.
Yeah. I mean, it has come a long way in that respect. I mean, you know,
Because at the time it was like I was borderline for the Marines to go in as an officer, and
Right.
I was like, well, if I sign this, I'm not going to pass
Yeah.
at all. Like,
Yeah.
they're definitely not going to give me a weapon if I'm on the mental health register.
Yeah.
The two don't go hand in hand, rightly
Britain.
so. And
You get
yeah.
promotion.
so I was like,
result. There you go.
okay, so that's not an option for me.
Yeah.
And that was it. No, there was no follow up. There was no.
And then it's almost scary in the fact that, you know, you'd need to be of what they would probably deem as sound mind, right, and not be on that register to go into the Marines. And as we know historically, people coming out of military conflict, whether that is the RAF, Marines, you name it, whatever they've been, a lot of them come out with severe mental health issues. So many ideally would go to counselling, some of them bottle it up because, again, the environment they're in. And it's that, is that another issue in of itself, though? Is that where historically that area has been kind of, again, just suck it up, buttercup, and
It's tricky,
kind
isn't it? Because you're trying to train men not to feel and think, and women how to kill people, and
Yeah.
just go out there with no sympathy or empathy for the person you're shooting, but also make sure you're talking about how you feel.
Yeah.
Those two are,
Juxtaposed.
they're mutually exclusive. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, you just told me that their life is irrelevant and doesn't matter because I want to go and shoot them because you told me to,
Mm-hmm.
but also your life is really important. Make sure you're talking about these sorts
To be
of
fair,
things. It's
through
like,
my-
oh my word.
Limited. Obviously, I didn't actively serve, but I did a lot of training for it.
Mm.
There was never any talk of this is the enemy, they're this, they're that. It was never pushed down your throat that way.
Okay.
Oh, good.
It just wasn't that, because you never knew who you were going to be in conflict with and who may be on your side down the road. It
Yeah.
was never, it wasn't like the home guard versus like the terror in the street kind of thing.
Yeah,
It
not like
wasn't-
what's put on the TV and the
Yeah.
films. It's not like
it wasn't
this
like
is-
they're the enemy, they're the enemy, they're the enemy.
Interesting. How do you get to the point then? You go out and go, right, so they're the enemy. You're going to go and try, like, well, I'm going to kill. Why are we killing them now?
I think it gets put
like,
across very
ooh.
much like they're combatants. It's you versus them, just the same as it would be on a football game.
Mm.
It's your team versus their team. It's us versus them, and that them changes depending on what conflict that you're in.
Yeah, that's the target.
It's do
Target.
you come home or do they go home?
Yeah.
That's it.
Could
Just
we all
stop
go home?
fighting? Yeah, then everyone gets to go home.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
Never gonna happen.
You continue.
But yeah, it would be different now, definitely. You call up your doctor and say like, "Hey, I'm feeling like this." They're immediately putting you through a referral for
Are
talk
they not just
therapy.
immediately putting you onto antidepressants?
No. So I've never. So this is with. They give you as an option, but
I think this could be health locality though.
it could be a geographical area situation for sure. But you have the right of your own health. You have the right to decide. The whole right to choose is a thing now as well. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Is this the thing? When I went into the doctors a few months ago with a chesty cough and I thought I was dying, I walked in and he went, "So what do you want to get out of this? What do you think's the matter?" And I looked at him and went, "Isn't that your job? I don't. Why? That's why I'm here. I don't know. What is wrong with me, please?"
That-
He went, "Oh, we'll just do some tests." And I went, "Yeah, that's literally why I'm here. Please fix me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not a medical professional."
Yeah, it's. I think that's kind of an open-ended question to kind of get stuff out of you and like to get you talking of like, well, I started with this cough a couple of days ago and whatnot. But it's in regards to the whole mental health and obviously with the ADHD as well. Quite a few places have implemented what's called right to choose now. So you can decide. You have ownership of your own healthcare essentially in a way of being like, okay, I've been referred to this, but I know. So let's use the ADHD as an example, right? So the wait list for the Greater Manchester area.
What did you just say? The what?
ADHD.
The ADHD.
Oh, ADHD. I thought
yeah.
you said the AHE. I was like, oh, that's an acronym that you two know. Carry on.
So I'll speak clearly and into the mic for you, Marcus. So yeah, just as an example with the ADHD referral, is that in the Greater Manchester area, you're looking on average for about 3 years from point of referral to point of diagnosis. Thankfully, my university is very, very good in terms of supporting students that have these struggles without needing a formal diagnosis. So they can put plans in place, adjustments in place for me just on the referral alone. However, there were also, I say however, that's not probably the right word, but they basically get like a disability tutor that basically like oversees my whole what can accommodate me and what I need help with. And one of them was right to choose. And essentially what I do is I can go to my doctor, which I have done, and go, okay, well, these are a list of organisations that will do the diagnosis and they can do it within a 10 to 12 week period for some of them, which 10 to 12 weeks compared to 3 years, massive. And some of these are able to just do the diagnosis but not do the medication. Some of them can do the medication as well. So it's definitely, I think it's on like the ADHD.org.uk website. Don't quote me on that being the exact website, but it wouldn't take you long to find it if you were really wanting to get to the bottom of it. But yeah, there's a list of organisations on there on the right to choose. And in terms of speaking to doctors, at no point my doctor's gone, yep, you need to be on antidepressants. Everything first has been like, right, let's try talk therapy. Let's get you chatting to a counsellor. See how you get on with that. Exercise. Lots of evidence around exercise. What?
No. We're like, well, you need to exercise more, and antidepressants are an option then. We just pop a pill. Should we just do that? We'll try that. We'll start with that. And then if I have to go running, I'll go running.
Yeah, but if you exercise to help your mental health, your physical gains get bigger as well.
So I've heard. Yeah. When I moved up, I was didn't really do much. I was a bit low. And since then, I've just filled my time with interesting and fun things like making podcasts, or playing baseball 3 days a week, or playing DnD with friends, and going walking in National Trust locations, and all this sort of stuff. It's at start, it's just like something to do and filling the time, but then it becomes sort of like, this is really helping my head.
Yeah, no.
Getting out and about and doing stuff.
One little tactic that actually came up with on my last CBT session the other day is essentially like you take an activity of what you do in the day, and there's like a pleasure score, a mastery score, and a depression score. So 0 to 10, 0 being so the pleasure score 0, obviously not any pleasure from it. 10, lots of pleasure. Mastery is like, was I really good at this or was I not? Depression score. So actually in this one, if it's a 0, it means like I was really low mood with this. I hated it. 10 being like there was no depression.
It's like a happiness score.
Yeah, it's a happiness score. It's a happiness score. But
with that, call it a happiness
call
score.
it a happiness score. I know, right? You mean you could make it your happiness score, but so like for example, last night D&D we had a very fun session, and what did I put it down as? So it's like something you make note of the activity.
I was DM, so this could be really insulting. Mastery's 2.
No, so P for me, pleasure 10. I had a great time. I had a lot of enjoyment. M for me, my mastery was 6 because I'm still not like amazing at D&D, and I still Yeah, I'm all right.
I don't think any of us are a 10.
No, none of us are a 10.
I don't know any of us are a 3.
I was
Oh,
gonna
I'm a
say,
6.
I was low.
I rolled
Ones,
2 nat
twos.
20s one time. That may push me up to a 7.
I think mastering D&D is less about kind of like how well you roll, because you can't really help that. More of
Just
like
how comfortable you feel playing the game.
how come. So I'm not always having to ask questions, but also like, am I making a smart choice here or not? Most of the time, I don't.
It's so much better when Callum's doing it because he has our sheets.
Yeah.
So when we do things and he goes, you can do this, and we will go, oh, really?
Did we?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah. Who is it? Matt. He was like, oh yeah, because obviously you get 2 attack rolls to start with, and Matt's like, do I?
Do I?
Yeah,
Me?
You've got blah 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 blah. He went, have I? He goes, you made this sheet. He's like, yeah, I don't remember.
He
that.
only found this out in the one shot last night, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's probably been able to do that for like.
But you had wings, and everyone went, you've got what? I'm like, wings. He goes, oh
Yeah,
yes,
I
oh my
knew
god,
I had them.
I forgot that you had wings.
It's the first time we've ever had to fall anywhere.
Yeah, not good. We're not. We've survived. I don't know whether. If Callum's playing it right, I don't think we should have survived to this point.
No, definitely not.
And
I think maybe Holly would have survived.
We've been playing for like 2 years and we're level 3 or 4.
Where are we now? Are we 4?
level 4.
Oh god, there's 20 levels.
Yeah.
We don't kill enough stuff. That's the problem.
That's because it takes us an hour to kill a bird.
It does take an hour to
We
go.
spent an entire campaign shooting down. Was it 8 birds at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an entire session.
A crocodile session.
Still got that crocodile head. Didn't take that back. That was fun.
2 guards can take days.
Yeah. Well,
This-
it took you half an hour to get into a door.
Oh, is the door open?
See, mastery's down at a 1. Surely.
Yeah. I might change that score.
I regularly roll the dice off my table onto the floor. Like, that's how good I am at D&D.
Heard of dice trays?
I've got one. It's really cool. It's in there.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
your 3D
skeleton.
printed one,
like,
yeah.
3D printed one. Took
Yeah,
2.5
I lost
days to
mine.
print it.
I need another one.
I haven't got a 3D printer anymore.
I just use Google.
You could do that. Yeah.
But then you question whether I'm actually doing.
100% my question whether or not you do it or not. He kept rolling, so he had to roll a 16 to actually hit yesterday, and he got a 16, an 18, an 18, and a 17. I went, I don't believe you.
So I had to screen record my phone to
So we
prove.
started photoshopping screenshots to it.
Let me digitally edit that.
1/6.
Yeah, that 9 became, fun. It was like, oh, there's another one on that. That's interesting. Yeah, I rolled a 24. That's not possible then.
You know, I was tempted to be like, oh yeah, roll a 21 and just see what your reaction was. Just
At one point you rolled in that 20 plus 5. I'm like, you just shut up. Shut up. Annoying me now. Yeah, we like D&D.
it's fun.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. Games. We
Games.
did it. Games.
Oh, I don't know, because there's a Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's... Oh, see, right, now this is something we can talk about. Because, before we were saying about how we wanted to play Baldur's Gate, and it's going to come out, there's 4 of us, because there's the 3 of us and Jasmine. She's got a PlayStation, but hasn't had time to even download it yet. We've played it through, start to finish.
Yeah.
And you have an Xbox.
That's about as far as we get with that. I have the game
You have the game.
and an Xbox.
I got about a week's worth of messages saying, I'm at this point and there's a brain, and the brain is now my friend. And the brain, what do I do with the brain?
The brain is talking to me.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, no, I've got,
Am I meant to have the brain?
so I've played it through 3 times, once with you and 2 by myself.
Right.
Or 4 times, because we're playing it through again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were like, oh yeah, no, the pain, I've got like a little pet brain following me around. And I'm like, you've got a what? He's like, I'm on the ship and there's the brain's following me.
So the
I'm
intro.
like, yeah, we didn't do that. I didn't know that was an option. He removed the brain, surgically removed the brain, and the brain became a little pet
Companion, huh?
and followed him around. I'm like, oh.
Does that happen? But it dies when you crash, right? No, it stays your friend. Okay. Huh. See, the thing with there's so many options. There's so many ways that game can be played, right? And I really want to do the Dark Urge playthrough. However, I don't clearly with me having to have 3 lots of therapy, I'm not the most mentally stable person
Does
in
your
the world.
conscience get in the way a little
My
bit?
conscience does still get in the way.
Yeah, I have that problem.
I feel like I'd need to become really unhinged. I'd need some really horrific
got-
thing to happen to me.
One of my solo playthroughs, I've got the nicest, friendliest, scariest looking character. I was like, I'm gonna make him evil. He's gonna have bloodshot eyes. He's gonna be all like
Yep.
red and glowing, and then he's like, oh, you can poke your and immediately he's saving everything and
Yeah.
like helping squirrels. I'm like, this wasn't really the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, in my
It's not gone
defense, you told me you've completed it, blah, 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 and one of the aliens becomes your friend.
Friend.
So I came across an alien that was crashed and was like, oh, help me.
My character slept with him.
So I was like, oh, well,
Friend.
maybe this is the one I'm meant to befriend. So I helped him, and it killed me. And I was like, oh, where do I...
Yep.
Save point. I haven't been making save points. Where am I going back to now?
Yeah, we did learn that one early on. We've done that a
So,
few times.
yeah, and then I was like,
There was an
I need to
entire-
wait for you guys.
We did an entire boss fight, whole thing, killed the super mechanical robot things, got through to the next bit. What happened to it? Did we die?
I think we died. I can't remember exactly
Something
what
we
happened.
exploded or something
Something.
silly happened and we ended up dying. It took us back to before that, and this was like 3 hours worth of work. I was like,
Yeah. So literally, we would
The
walk down
anger.
the corridor and I'd be like, Marcus, can you save?
before
We
anything
go through a
happens,
door. Marcus,
the
can you save?
The second there's a cutscene. So,
Save. Save.
Yeah, so as far as I got was the Druid's Hollow
yep.
Okay.
and into the prison, because I
you-
accidentally stole something from the
Goblin-
shop, completely by accident.
Straight to prison.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Got
Yeah.
out of the jail, came up and through and back out into the...
So you've not seen the goblins?
that's
camp
it.
yet?
That's as far as I am.
There's stuff on this playthrough that we're doing, and we're going along. We're like, this. I didn't know this existed. We thought we'd done Act 1, and we were pretty happy with it. There's entire areas of the map,
Yeah.
entire missions that we probably haven't done because we just went, we'll come back to this. And then obviously we found out that once you get to Act 3,
Can't go.
you can't go back.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh no, all that stuff we were saving. We're like, we'll go ahead. We'll become high levels, and then it'll be easy to come
Go
back.
back.
We'll do this filly-in stuff later.
Yeah.
Nope. Gutted.
Yeah, because we never went back to.
Githyanki
Yeah.
camp.
Never
did that.
with the egg. We never went back to the Underdark.
Nope.
Yeah, see, I need to play this with you guys. I'd never get that far. Like, at all.
And I was saying before, it's so much. It's way more fun with 4 people
Yeah.
because you can master your character.
Yeah.
It's really tough when it's just you, and you've got to work out how 4 entirely different classes all work. Like you, Eldritch Blast, boom, easy.
Easy.
Me, Fire and Arrow, easy.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
You tried to use Eldritch Blast on
It
Will,
didn't
and you were
work.
like, "Why is Eldritch Blast so weak?" And I'm
it's
like,
rubbish.
"It's because you gotta amp that shit up."
Yeah. I'm like, I did. Yeah, you can specialize because you were a monk at one point. You're like, oh, how do I do this? I'm like, you may as well be playing a different game to me because I've never used a monk class. Don't know what it
That's
does.
where I am at the moment. Still the one.
So you ask me questions. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be literally no help to you because monks don't have.
That's
bow
on
and
hold
arrows.
until cross-platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They keep teasing it, saying it'll be the next thing we do. I'm like, do it faster, please.
Yeah.
because it'll be so good once it's cross-platform.
Speaking of Eldritch Blast, like I'm glad our one shot meant that there was only one thing that we could ever do. So you guys know what it's like to play a warlock, and it's just like same thing every time. Old faithful.
Yeah, I made it so
That was
essentially
the
I followed
most
the plot
annoying game mechanic ever,
Was
by
it-
the way.
Yeah, you can only use
We
one
were
player.
playing D&D without access to anything.
Yes. What was funny? The funniest bit was when you
No,
were trying to
wasn't funny.
kill frogs,
None of it was funny.
and none of you could do anything. You were like, "Oh, I rolled
Hold
a
up.
nat 20.
Hold-
oh yeah, cool.
hold-
Slash. Nothing.
Hold up, right? No, like let's be honest, right? Okay, the first thing I did, I tried to ice knife it and it didn't work. But very quickly, I was like, can I just punt the frog?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were the first one to kill a frog. 'Cause you were like, "Can I kick it?" I went, "Yep." You were like, "Oh, I roll a 24." I'm like, "Yep, it's mush." And all of you went, "Wait." I can picture all your characters with weapons going, "Wait, wait. How did you do that? What did you just do?"
Hoof.
Matt's still got one. He kept it, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Picked it
I
up,
wonder what
stuck it in his
happens
bag.
to that frog now
So,
that it comes
I'm-
to our
I'm
world.
gonna have to give like a handover sheet to Callum and just be like, "Here's all the shit we did. I'm so sorry." Wait, Matt's got a. Why has Matt got a frog? Why is he holding a frog? Don't know. That's your problem now. DM, sorry.
Yeah, he did you dirty by like not actually like kind of stepping away from it and just letting you do your thing. Because now you've got to basically relay everything that happened to him.
Well, the point was, he said, "Oh, I can't do it. Do you want me to like? Do you want a DM?" And I'll just sort of be there to help. It's like, yeah, that'd be great. Week 1, 20 minutes later, he's like, "I've got to go." I'm like, okie dokie then. Week 2, I'm playing with my other D&D campaign, and went, your other what? Excuse me? And then week 3 again, he's like, oh, I'll be here for the whole time. I just need to pick up Tilly a bit later on. And again, 15 minutes in, he's like, oh, Tilly's back early. I need to go and pick her up. Bye. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm not a DM, and now I'm in charge of it. I feel very much like the president of the United States. He's like, oh, well done, you got here. I'm like, yeah, that was fun. This all looks really serious, and I don't understand any of it. He goes, yeah, you just sort of work it out.
Just stand there. People around you will do it.
You just shoot stuff and you're good.
It's an interesting system, isn't it? Because like, Keir Starmer's just got in as the new Prime Minister. Day one, he's like, right, what is this then? Because I've never been Prime Minister before. He goes, yeah, no, don't worry, you work it out. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's only an entire country, millions of people that I need to take care of. But yeah, just wing it for a bit. You work
They
out how
don't
to do it.
actually do anything, though.
Well, yeah, but they have to do some things.
No, but you have a head of department for every department.
But even the head of departments for every department, they just get picked on the day. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
here's the new Department for Education. It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
and then when it goes wrong, you go, well, that was the wrong person to pick. You picked it.
it's like, what
I should have picked
experience-
somebody else.
what experience do
So
you
we're going to
have?
move them.
Yeah.
They're now going to stop looking after education. They're going to do health. Are they trained in health?
Yeah.
No, but they can spell health, can't spell education.
I used to
So
be
we're going to
Minister for
move them over to
Transport.
there. Yeah. Oh, right. Do they have a background in transport?
No.
No, they drive. They
Yeah.
can drive.
Yeah, they've been on a bus once.
Yeah, that's it. And then that's
When
all
the
the
country
prime.
falls apart and everyone
Exactly.
goes, that's weird.
What's the
Why do they-
difference
why do
between
they not do
Labour
very
and
well?
Conservative now? Nothing.
Just
Nothing.
one's got more money than the other, and they all panic.
Different colour
There's no
of
There's no
party.
difference. There's no party politics or anything anymore.
Well, that was the Keir Starmer's campaign was the easiest campaign ever, because the Conservatives are like, you should vote for us because we do this and we're going to do this for you. And we were there when you did it, and Keir Starmer went, I'm not them. We went, go!
Yeah.
That was all it was. His entire campaign was, see him, not me. That's you don't like him, and I'm not him.
Yeah.
Boom. I could have run. Hi,
Do you think you should?
I'm Marcus, famously known as not being the Prime Minister.
Let's be honest. If David Attenborough went, can I?
Oh, everyone would.
100%.
Yeah.
Everybody would.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Landslide
He would be-
victory.
and we'd be in a much better position.
Yeah.
Because he would actually think about who he was putting into positions.
The only
We'd be in a terrible
downside is
position.
it would be like,
Like, humans are destroying the planet, so I'm going to destroy the humans. No. Stop
No, I
that,
said
no.
David Attenborough, not AI.
so David Attenborough like just gets into power and day one's like, and so release the hounds.
Petrol will be £450 a gallon. Oh, so we can't use cars. You can't use anything. Oh, no.
You say that, but look at lockdown, like how good the weather was, how clear the skies were. It was
the
nice.
world was healing.
I had a
It
lovely
was.
time.
It
I
was
had a
getting
lovely
so much
time.
better.
It was funny because everyone was like, it's such a shame because it's so lovely and yet everyone's so sad. We're all sitting in the garden going, it is lovely. It's a shame we are sitting in a garden by ourselves. We haven't had, if everything was a little bit tainted, you sort of like, oh, what a lovely day. Why don't we go? No.
See, I guess I had a completely different lockdown experience because I was still going to work every day. It didn't.
Well, we came in. I don't know how I was working.
No, like all the way through.
That made no sense.
Before
to me.
before that period.
Because I was teaching, and then it got to the point where it's like, oh yeah, you can come in because you're an essential service. I'm like, I don't know that I am. I don't think. I'm fairly certain I'm not actually. Yeah. And our boss was like, no, I've okayed it. You're essential. I'm like, I'm not essential to your company, let alone the country.
Like, I'm teaching these kids DJ.
Oh, teaching in lockdown was
DJ.
so difficult. Fair play to all the teachers who did it. Although to be fair, a lot of stuff did come out of it. Like there was a lot of changes made where people are like, oh, you clearly we got just as good a grades working from home. So there were quite a few shifts in the education system where it's like all this stuff that, you know, why would you send kids home to do work on computers and all this sort of stuff? Why would you're not allowed to use your phones? You cannot use your phones in class. And then everyone came back from lockdown and was like, well, we just used our phones for the last year and we all did really, really well. And they were like, yeah, you did. So now phones are back in schools.
So
It's
again,
like it's such a good learning
Different
tool.
experience because
You didn't have phones.
well, our daughter had to go to school, but there was like 20 people there and she wasn't taught anything for the whole time.
Oh,
So if we'd have
Brilliant.
not had to work, we would have been teaching her and she would have been doing online classes. In school, nothing.
yeah.
Oh,
She got taught nothing. She was just put in their square on the floor in the hall and made to watch TV all day,
Wow.
every day.
That's horrendous.
So that was our experience of education through lockdown. Everybody else was like, "Oh, this teaching at home's hard." It's like, yeah, you're lucky. At least you get to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do any of it.
Yeah. Well, I was a form tutor, and the class I had was just they were year 7 or 8 or whatever, so they were so young that it was like, well, we can't really. You're going to be doing projects, like you're going to be doing your own research projects and stuff. They said their little form time that we had they just loved it because it's actually they get to talk to people and they get to chat to each other, and like I was on the screen and talking to them and like, oh my god, this is more FaceTime with a teacher that we've had for like days. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
I wasn't even in the country during COVID.
No, where were you?
I was in Canada, wasn't I?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was in Vancouver.
nice.
It was weird. It was like, as everything was going downhill, like friends and colleagues were like, "Oh, Dan, you need to get on a flight home. You know, you're gonna get stuck in Canada." And I'm just like, "Is that a bad idea? Is that gonna be the worst situation I could be in?" And you know, me and my partner at the time, we were just like, "Well, we've got enough money to maybe see out like a month or two. So let's just see what happens, and you know, let's make sure we've got enough money to get a flight home if we need to." Landlord was super understanding of being like, if you need to break the lease, you need to break the lease. That's fine.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because even in those times, it's like, well, who's going to be moving in? You can't go anywhere.
Well, exactly.
Like everyone's staying exactly where they are for 6 months.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
mad.
And then the Canadian government were just like, yeah, anyone that's living here, whether you're on a working visa or whether you're, you know, a citizen, here's $2,000 every month. It's paid bi-weekly out to you. So I got we had like an income of like $4,000 a month for just sitting on our ass, which was very, very nice. Again, I know that we were very fortunate to be in that position.
I just got drunk a
you
lot.
guys clearly struggled with it, and I'm honestly, like, legitimately, it did upset me seeing how well the UK was handling the situation,
Or not.
not handling the situation. But yeah, it was just like,
Oh, we're up to 98% infection rate. We're going to close the borders just to protect you. I'm like, too late.
too late. Yeah,
Too late.
But it's all right. Christmas parties still ours is still on.
yeah. Everyone else is.
Whoa.
No.
Christmas parties are not okay.
We pre-ordered this cheese like months ago.
Yeah, no Christmas parties.
No.
Aye.
No, we're just going to have long drinks with party sausages and funny hats and games. But it's a meeting.
It is
If
a
we don't
meeting.
call it a party, then it's not a party.
It's a meeting.
Yeah.
Very important meeting.
Oh,
but
no, I didn't enjoy COVID at all. Anyway, that's very sad. Let's not talk about that. Tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is something that we can cover.
See,
You've got a couple.
I don't know. I was just about to talk about, like, you know, you were talking about like kids and education. We had like we took kids into like the wilderness, so we were allowed.
When was it? Last year? When
This
when
was
you were
during
a child or during
This
COVID?
was during COVID.
Oh my word.
So like they were like, yeah, summer camp's fine to do because you're going to be outside. And what they would do is they would buddy kids up for like the week or however long that they were on the summer camp with. So then they would get put on a bus, and like they would have like them face mask.
Yeah, if you're isolating together,
Yeah.
it's still isolating.
Yeah, put you kind of in a bit of a bubble, stick them on the bus, face mask. Anytime indoors had to be in a face mask, and like we'd have circle time, and you know we'd space them out. And we'd have like different camps, so we'd have like an eco adventure camp. So you we take the kids hiking up through the mountain, right? And like we do like a like
Isn't it so similar to our... No.
No, I got to
No.
walk around a park for half an hour a week.
Oh.
That was our exercise.
We get to do survival camps, so building like debris shelters. It was great though because like it'd always be on a day that it was pissing down with rain, and then but we were given tarps to put up. So me and my fellow hiking instructor, well, kind of summer camp instructor, we'd go out, we'd set up a nice little tarp, we'd sit under there with our sandwiches, dry as anything, and like, yeah, kids, it's raining, go and make a shelter with some sticks to get dry. And you're just watching these kids for about 2 hours, drenched,
Having the time of their lives.
having
I
the time
bet.
of life,
Yeah.
building these sticks, and then you go over later and you go, well, let's test the integrity of this. You pull one key stick out and it just collapses. boxes.
Kaplunk tents.
And then you'd get kids that like, so obviously in Canada the main thing is like bears, right, and things
And
that
ice
you
hockey.
can, and ice hockey, and
Meese. Yeah. Meese everywhere.
mooses, as I like to call them, mooses,
And maple syrup.
maple syrup. Very, very good exports of Canada.
And the Blue Jays. Baseball
but-
team. Shut up.
But yeah, one of the main things of the camp would be to teach kids bear aware. So it'd be like, when you're hiking, just be like, whoa bear, so they know you're there. Looking at their feet of the bear, not looking it in the eyes, because looking it directly in the eyes is a sign of
I
like.
feel like we're providing a public health service announcement here. This
We
is
are.
good.
This
This
is
is good.
educational.
Yeah.
And you know, you look at the feet. A black bear will bluff charge first, so it'll kind of stomp at the ground and basically telling you back up, get away from me and my cubs, or I'll fuck you up. So then, yeah, you just be like, okay, no worries, okay, it's okay. Now we had a code word on our radios for whenever there was a bear in the area.
Was it bear?
No, it was
Burr.
it was a burr. No, I'm not gonna say what the code word was because
So careful, guys. There's a really big fish.
the reason why we had code words was because people would like listen in on the radios. It was weird. But yeah, so we had a code word for this whenever there was a bear sighting.
Are you about to out them now?
So the idea, no.
Wait, are you not going to tell us the code word?
I'm not going to tell you the code word.
In case we go bear hunting in Canada.
Yes.
In case all of our viewers in Canada know the code word,
Yeah.
it's safety.
You can't cliffhanger it. You're a guest. You're not going to be back next week. You can't leave cliffhangers because we're going to get questions and we're not going to know the answers to it.
So the code, like, there was a code word, right? The code word is not integral to the story that much. So
Feels like it is, maybe.
we'd hear the code word on the radio of like, okay, there's a 10 whatever, and you'd think, okay, let's stay away from that area. Nope, you hear that code word, you're like, kids, we're going to see a bear, and then you just take the kids all the way to the bear, and then and then you use the bear to discipline the kids. Well, that's at least what I did. I got told off for doing it. I'd be like,
All I'm getting from this is Poppy's never going to a summer camp in Canada.
Or going near Danny.
Yeah.
I just feel like, no, it was always the really misbehaving kids, and I'd be like, see that bear? Likes to eat naughty children. And they're like,
It
what?
does like to eat nut, and the good ones,
And good-
and
it's-
all children's,
it's-
and the teachers as well.
It's very indiscriminatory, to be
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, it's a paragon of peace. However, yeah.
Danny, I've got a fact for you.
Yeah.
I've got a fact. Did you know that polar bears are white?
No,
Did you know that?
no, they're black.
Yeah. See how I told you that information without going and physically showing you a polar bear? Notice that?
Yeah. I thought it'd be educational. Obviously, we stayed a safe enough distance. We didn't go up and be like, "Oh, hey, little forest dog, can we have a little pet?" Like, we did not do that. Obviously, we stayed safe enough away, but it was
I
like,
don't think you did.
Do you know
Oh,
what's
it
safe-
did.
Do you know what's safer than that? Than the
What?
distance you were? Further.
Yeah. No, if you can see it, it can see you.
yeah, it doesn't care. It just wanted to eat berries and get
If
fat.
you can't see it, it can probably smell you.
Oh no, that's cougars though. They'll see you before you see them.
And drop bears.
But no, just take kids to go see the bear. Look, we learn bear aware. What do we do? What do we don't do? We don't look at it directly in the eyes. And then
So
tell
during
you
the bear
what,
aware thing, it wasn't chase it.
no,
Was
it
that
wasn't.
not-
It wasn't, and it
If you're
wasn't.
going to stroke the bear, stroke down with the fur. Down with the fur.
Don't ruffle its head.
Not upwards, not against the grain, down with the fur.
Yeah, no.
What was
Honestly,
the qualification to do the summer camp in Canada?
literally nothing.
Did you hear the story?
I was just checking.
There was no
I didn't
qualification
think so.
for this man.
no.
Was it just
a
I'm a tourist and they went, oh, hey!
a clear CBS. Like a
That's
criminal-
it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Yep.
We had a couple
Wait,
of weeks of training where we got taught
DBS.
how to like do
DBS or CBS?
DBS.
Good. So you didn't even know the name of the check.
No,
you did.
is that-
You didn't have one, did you?
CBS is like a criminal
So
background.
code words. Let's break this one down. Did you have a DBS before applying to this job?
I did.
Did you Google DBS check?
Yes.
Did you change the name on DBS check?
Did you have to take it? It was photoshopped.
He didn't roll any 17s. I don't believe it now for a second.
But yeah, no, it's yeah. We had about 2 weeks of training where like, we got taught how to do like tie loads of knots, and like how to teach kids bear wear. And...
I'm hoping you got really good first aid as well if you're taking them out to see bears.
Oh yeah, we all first
bet you
aid
did
trained.
not.
I
yeah.
bet you didn't.
Oh, honestly, I had a first aid kit in my bag.
Oh, plaster.
Yep. Yeah.
Was there anything in the first aid kit?
Plaster.
Yep.
Plaster.
Some scissors, sling.
On our wedding, well, the night before our wedding, Tia cut the back of her ankle. So I went to the hotel for a plaster, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no worry, we've got a first aid kit." So she proceeded to pull out this first aid kit, open it, and there was just an ice pack in it. I'm like, "No!" And they went, "Oh, sorry, this must be the old one." 1 second, went round the back, picked up another one, opened it, empty. She's like, "Oh." I went, "Any more?" She went, So off she disappeared to the kitchen, came back. She went, "Here you go." Opened it. There were like the finger plasters in it.
Okay.
That was it.
See,
I'm like, "Oh,
first aid kits need to be like regularly inventoried, don't they?
They do. Oh, now you're sensible.
I am
Now
sensible.
you're being sensible and
I am
smart.
I am sensible because that kid did not misbehave for the rest of the week.
Was he breathing?
No,
No,
he was
it-
in the bear.
No, he was just terrified I was going to take him towards the bear. Dan, you can't threaten kids with bears. And I'm like, yeah,
There's
but
me.
he's behaving now, isn't he? So, you know.
I'm taking Canada with Danny off the bucket list.
Oh, it's a whale of a time. It's great. We'll have so much fun.
Don't get me started on Wales.
Wheels.
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 Proper Wales.
But anyway, no, sorry. I did want to mention that story before we talked about tattoos. You remove tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You book tattoos.
I market them.
You market tattoos. And I dated a tattoo artist. And
Yes, and you have
and
tattoos.
I have tattoos. I am a product of the. I'm a product of the system.
It's not something we've ever talked about on here.
What do you
I've
want
got
to talk about them?
Bunch of Disney stuff to talk to you about, but that's going to take an entire episode.
Yeah.
So we're not doing that.
How long
Yeah,
have you
since
got?
obviously about an hour.
Okay.
If I cut all the bear shit out, about 24 minutes.
I'll be interested to see what makes it in.
So will I.
All of it. I'm taking out the bit where Jaffa did a massive turd on the middle of my living room floor. And that's about it. I think
Okay.
most of it will stay in.
He says he has to edit it for hours. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
he
He just
just-
kind of go upload.
Just raw dogs it.
AI's amazing.
Chat GPT, can you make us funny and can you?
No, it's not that.
It's good, but it's not that
We're
good.
not there yet. No, that's not where we are. Yeah, I'm holding a Mickey Mouse finger. That's how advanced we are on this podcast.
I don't know whether I expected to come on this podcast and basically be like Bert Kreischer and just be like, I'm big, hairy, let's fucking talk shit.
Any idea who?
No idea who that is.
No
You don't know
idea
who
who
Bert
Bert
Kreischer
Kreischer
is? The
I
machine.
think I do. Is he the one who's topless quite a lot?
Yeah, the machine.
He does a podcast with a friend of his who's also a comedian
Yeah,
and
Tom
is a bald man.
Segura.
Yes. See, this is the level. You know who he is. I've heard of him and seen some of his stuff, and that was
And
nonsense
their
to
podcast is called Two Bears, One Cave.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, that's quite funny.
I shall take your word for it.
Just another podcast I'm going to send you, as well as Chicken Shop First Dates and
You didn't
Hot
send
Ones.
it me. I had to go and find it.
I told you what it was called.
No, you didn't.
Did you watch the one with Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
Or Ryan Reynolds and
Yes.
Hugh Jackman? It's also their name.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he's a lovely man.
Have you met?
Next week, Hugh Jackman will be in the living room.
No, it'll be Harold Jackman that is Hugh Jackman ordered off Wish.
Yes. It's just an Australian man we found. We're going to put knives in his fingers. Right.
Tattoos.
We haven't got any homework for next week. Oh, no, we do. We should probably... In fact, we'll throw you in. This is normally how we round things off. We'll throw you in. How much of a Disney fan are you? Film-wise.
I'm fairly.
We're on a mission.
Okay.
Carl's decided that he wants to, and I've then jumped on board his thing and stolen it. He wants to watch all the animated films that Disney have produced, which we think, list-wise, it's any animated film that made it to cinema.
Cinema release
Okay.
films.
Cinema release films.
Okay.
So last week you were tasked to watch Saludos Amigos, I think is the name of it. And I was tasked to watch DuckTales. I did my homework, so I'm not drinking anything bad. Did you watch Sellers and
Yes, I
Nichols?
did. And I watched DuckTales as well. Just because I was like, was I meant to watch DuckTales? I think I'm meant to watch DuckTales.
After the sweets last week, I've watched so much television just in case I was meant to watch it. I know everything about Simone Biles now because I knew I was supposed to do that
Yes.
a while ago and didn't do it. DuckTales, 5 out of 10. It was alright. It's just a cartoon.
It's no better or worse than the series. The series
Yeah.
is good for 15-20 minutes. So.
Yeah, it's just a long.
It's just a long
It's
episode.
a long episode of that, basically. Seen DuckTales the movie?
No.
Do you know the theme song?
Dun, 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 dun. But I only know that from, you remember the viral video of the little dog that was getting a haircut? And it's like, dun, 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 dun.
No.
Yeah. Welcome to my brain.
You say the viral video.
Like,
I
there's
lived
only
through the
the one.
Vine era.
A viral video.
Yeah.
Okay. A viral. Yeah. And it's just,
Oh, this could be a generation gap.
just a
Do
little
you know what Vine is?
Vine?
Vine.
No.
Oh, there you go.
free
See,
shavakadu.
we picked one up. Shabakadoo. Vine was it's a social media platform.
It's like the
wasn't it?
precursor of TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 7-second videos. That was it. That was the limit. You could only make 7-second videos. So you had to pack quite a lot of comedy, and you had to script it. Like there was actually a thought process
Yeah.
to it.
Like road
and they were
works.
really good.
Yeah,
And essentially, if it was good, it went viral. If it wasn't funny, it just died.
There's like a video of like, I don't know, like someone driving and the sign says like roadworks ahead, and they're like, I sure hope it does.
So
It's
yeah.
really terrible humour, but it's,
I sure hope it does. There are a lot.
we could quote this for an entire episode, I reckon.
If I was to scream at you, what would you do? Holding a plate?
What?
There are a lot. You could if you
Yeah,
look
but
at
none of
the
that's
best
funny.
Vines,
Hurricane
10
Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
Say, if you're in the era, you know all the quotes. You know
None of
every
them
single
seem to be
one.
funny, though.
Not when you're reciting them and you've never seen them. No, no. It's
It
a lot of
sounds
fun.
annoying.
It's a lot of it. Yeah, for an outsider, it would be. It's a lot of fun for the people who went through it because we can
Yeah.
quote them at each other. Two bros chilling in a hot tub,
5 feet apart 'cause they're not gay. Yeah.
See, but that's straight over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's your homework. Head on
What?
to YouTube.
Download an obsolete app.
Oh, it's dead.
dead.
It died.
Dead in the
Yeah,
water.
it's gone now. Yeah, you can only watch compilations on YouTube
Yeah.
now, which have silly names like Vines that cure my depression.
Oh, there's like Instagram pages like Vines that.
Vine, VINE.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or like with or YouTube. Remember like the early days of YouTube with like Charlie the Unicorn.
Yes.
Do you remember
yes.
that? It's like, okay, Charlie, we're gonna go to Candy Mountain, Charlie. And
Yeah,
it's
it was
like,
all very.
yeah,
It was like a certain type of animation. It was 2D animation, very computer generated, like clip arty type animation, which is very, very distinct.
yeah,
There was a period of about 3 or 4 years where all animation became sort of like reachable and doable for your average Joe. So obviously before it was like Mickey Mouse and you had millions and millions of pounds worth of equipment and that was how you made animations. And then this is when computers got to the point where it's like, oh no, you can actually sort of try and animate things from home. And people did. And it was really annoying and very repetitive because obviously animations aren't easy to do, so you should loop stuff.
yeah. It's like, hey, what's that? It's a Leopolodon, Charlie.
A magical Leopolodon.
A magic Leopolodon is gonna take us to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
It's funny because you're saying stuff, and it's not funny.
Sounds coming out of our
It's
mouths,
insane how you're able to do this for so long.
aren't they? We've got hours. Not even the Badger song?
I may just
You know
have to
the
go.
Badger song?
Oh, is that the time?
Badger, mushroom. And it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weeble and Bob, they were quite good.
See, there's a thing as well. Like, what was what early YouTube video sensation like shaped who you are today? It's like, for example, Happy Tree Friends. I don't know if you ever watch Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah.
It's just like little animated guys that just end up like it seems really cute on the preface, but then they just murder each other in the most
It's very
horrific way.
dark. Yeah, it's very dark show.
And then you got like Salad Fingers. Surely
That
you
was
know.
creepy.
Yeah. And then then you got like Charlie the Unicorn, which was
This is what happened when an entire generation of children were given the internet. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. Remember, we're the generation which didn't have internet and then immediately had internet,
Yeah.
and it was like, whoa!
No,
What's
I'm of the
this?
generation that didn't have internet and then had internet.
No, but you had internet at a point where you were responsible.
Yeah.
I was
we were
12
10.
when the internet came out.
Yeah, but there was nothing on it. It's like CFAX.
Yeah, that was the internet.
Really boring.
Dial-up, modem, 56k.
No, this was like the beginning.
You know,
of
I had the
Wi-Fi.
beginnings. You had it once it was
okay.
established.
Yeah,
So
we
you
had-
didn't
we
not
had the
have
had
the,
the fun
internet.
stuff.
We had the fun
We had
stuff.
the
but
early
you-
days of fun stuff. You were still waiting for that picture just to slowly download.
I mean, when were you born?
1994.
Right, so the internet was already out.
95.
It was out when you were born.
boring.
It's not like it came about while you were growing up.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like? It's like
was
you
already
know-
out.
You know VR headsets now?
Yeah.
Like people enjoy them and do lots of cool stuff on them. Remember in Jurassic Park when he goes, we use virtual reality to fill in the gaps in the chromosomes, and it's like, that's not virtual reality, that's barely a PowerPoint. It's that. So you had the barely a PowerPoint, I can use gloves that don't really do anything. We got lightsabers and stuff.
Yeah.
But we were
Yeah,
12.
but you can't say that the
Your
internet,
internet-
came out while you were growing up.
Okay, the
Your internet was Joe Biden. Our
Took
internet
hold.
is Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, you got boring internet. We got fun internet.
There was stuff on the internet.
Yeah, but not football scores and
No, it was.
what was the first website? you had?
He can't say on the podcast. He's gonna get in trouble.
Because it wasn't Google, was it?
Google didn't exist.
Exactly.
There was no Google. Dogpile was the search engine of choice.
See, straight over our heads.
Dogpile was a.
But you can't quote 7-second dog piles, though, can you?
No, because it was a
No,
search
you can't.
engine. Dogpile was
What's the
actually
point-
pretty good, though.
What's the point of having a search engine at the beginning of the internet? It's like, search for, no.
Here's your 6 results.
Yeah.
One of them is just a link back to dog.
Yeah, there was Dogpile. That was a popular one. Ask Jeeves.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I've heard
That
of
died
it.
just before.
That's still going.
Is it going?
Is it still going?
Fairly
No
sure
one uses it.
Dogpile is still going, to be fair.
Yeah, no one uses it. Where were you on LimeWire and stuff?
Yeah,
Let's
LimeWire
use
was a thing.
Google
Yeah.
to find out if Ask Jeeves is still going.
Just go to Ask Jeeves.
See, I remember growing up and I
Ask.com.
thought the internet was amazing, and then there was my mum Googling Google.com to get to Google before she could Google. I'm like, you're typing Google.com into the Google search bar. She went, no, that's not the Google. It brings up a thing in the middle. I'm like, that is a thing in the middle. It's just at the top.
Well, yeah, originally it wasn't, though.
Yeah.
Before
I was also-
Microsoft kind of.
I was also at a point where I don't know if it was just me not being very good at computers, where I'm better now. I went through
Are you?
a very, very shut up. I went through a very long period of nothing worked. Like you'd have a computer, and then about 2 years later, because of all the crap you downloaded onto it and all the add-ons and all the games and
Yep,
search
those
bars
games,
and
yep.
every time you
Whatever you
installed something,
downloaded,
if you
yep.
didn't untick every single thing, it's still alive. And they care about your privacy. That's nice.
Dogpile's still alive.
Wow.
Ask Jeeves is apparently just ask.com now.
Oh.
Bit sad. Jeeves
Because-
Jeeves got laid off in the
bless
budget
him.
cuts, unfortunately. Poor Jeeves.
Jeeves never survived COVID. He couldn't work from home, so they just got rid of him. Sorry, mate. Poor Jeeves. Why would you change Ask Jeeves? That's not okay.
Yeah, Dogpile launched in 1996, 27 years ago.
Wow.
See?
I was 1 year
If it
old.
ain't broke,
I was 2.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, you mean if it ain't broke, don't use it? Like, how many people can you search? How many
You
people
just
use Dogpile?
that one visit to Dogpile has suddenly set up.
Alerts have just gone off all over Dog. There's a millennial.
Just to really rub salt in the wound, could you Google how many people use Dogpile? This Dogpile would be like millions every day. Google it, guys. Maybe 20.
There was one person recorded in the last 10 years that has gone onto Dogpile, and it was this very moment.
2.47 million.
Week? Yeah? Day?
They're still using it actively as of February 2024.
2.47.
Million.
As of February
Yeah, but
2024, though.
Now do Google.
How? How many people use Google?
Active it
But
was the
you have
entire
no
world.
choice but to use it.
Of course you do. You can use Dogpile.
You gotta go on Google to get to Dogpile.
Just as you've said, you have to go to Google
Oh, you do?
to get to it. There's no choice. This is the lawsuit that's going through at the minute.
Oh, dog pile.
There's a lawsuit between Google and Apple because Apple are saying that you're not going to be our search engine of choice moving forward or something like that. There's a big thing.
I think Apple need to realise that I have what's that, Safari, and the only thing I've ever used Safari for is downloading Google Chrome. That's the only thing I use it for. Every time I get a new computer, I open up Safari, it goes, hey, do you want to... Fuck off. Google.com, Google Chrome, and it goes, are you sure you're like, fuck off. And then I download Google Chrome, and it goes, are you sure you want to set it as a default?
About 8.5 billion searches
and then I'm
a
happy.
day. On
8.5 billion
searches a day
a
on
day.
Google. But again, you have no choice.
8.5 billion. I would hazard a guess at least a good 6.5 billion of that is just dodgy stuff.
But again, don't forget, you with your search now, you can't not use Google.
I mean, even Alexas and things. Is that running through... I'm not sure what... Amazon don't have a search
Bing.
engine. Oh, is it Bing that they're using? Oh, so I use Bing all the time. I don't even know it.
Yeah, unless you change your default search engine on it, which you can do when you set it up.
I may have done that. I don't remember if I have or not, but that sounds like the sort of thing I've fiddled around with on the settings.
Yeah, but like even then, to get to Dogpile, I have to use Google, which will go down as a Google search. So you have no choice.
I'd like to know how much Dogpile is worth.
Google.
Because it can't be... very much. 2.4, that's quite a lot of users, though. But they're all getting quite old now.
yeah,
so probably that number will start coming down.
It's a diminishing number. Yeah.
Why are the users not going... Why are the users going down? They're dying. They're dying off. Oh.
Literally.
Whoops.
But yeah, LimeWire, that was a thing.
I didn't use LimeWire.
I didn't. What did I
LimeWire was a thing. That was before Spotify.
uTorrent is what I used.
Have you seen the Spotify documentary?
No.
It's good. It's a good one.
What's it on? Netflix?
I want to say yes.
I'll Google it.
I wanna say yes. But basically, he used LimeWire, and he was so annoyed that A, it was illegal, and B, that it kept breaking. You would get like 95% of the download, and it'd go, sorry. So the developer of it was like, it has to work in this time frame. Oh, that's it. It has to be instant. The minute we click it, if it's slower than 0.05 of a second, it's not good enough. It's well worth a watch. It's a good documentary. It's done from different perspectives all the way through.
Amazing. I think
So it's kind of by the owner,
Yeah.
by the coder, by the marketer, by the lawyer,
Right.
and then kind of all of their perspectives. It's an interesting watch.
I watched the Nickelback documentary the other day.
I know all about Simone Biles now.
Simone Biles.
She's cool.
Do you know who Simone Biles is?
Name rings a bell.
This may be a drink.
Oh no.
You don't know who Simone Biles is? Right.
Singer.
Should we? You're just going to make us do this. So last week, Carl thought it was really funny to bring in sweets and kill me. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a fun listen. It's a better watch. So this week, you've brought in what?
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. What are you going to make us? How much?
Tiny bit.
I should hope
Can
so.
I drizzle it on a salad?
Nope.
Wait there. I'll get some very, very,
On-
very small
tiny.
glasses. Oh no, running out of time. You've got 4 minutes to do this because I'm not starting a new video. For this
Tiny.
bit.
What if I throw up?
Just do it in the sink. See, like, I can carry my microphone with me. Notice how I'm going to bring you 2 glasses because
Because there's 3 of us.
I'm very dubious.
Or are you just saying that because I have it all the time?
I think it's only fair that Danny does it to really round off his Generation Gap podcast experience.
Well, I think you and Danny should do it, seeing as how it's my bottle and I already regularly drink it. Therefore, I will have no response to it because I choose to drink this.
If we're doing this, then I humbly request that I have a cameo in a future episode where I bring hot sauce.
you can bring hot sauce. I need the smallest receptacle I can find.
Can I pour my own? Okay,
that'll
that's. I guess I could do that.
I'm just hunting around my kitchen. Do not fill this. Oh, it's just the worst colour. Why is it that colour?
I'm literally being nice to you by just giving you that much.
Good.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
It's dribbled a little bit. Be careful.
Oh god, it smells so bad already.
Be careful. It's dribbled a little bit.
Oh god. You'll be able to smell this from home. And why do you drink this?
It helps with gout.
Drink it.
I don't
I
have
do
gout.
drink it every day.
Drink it.
I
now.
don't have gout, so why
believe you.
does this need to be a thing for me?
Because you didn't know
I
who
can
Simone
see-
Biles is.
I can see things swimming in it.
You can see things in it.
I can see things in it, and I don't
See
trust
things
it.
Why am I doing this? I know who Simone Biles is. I'm a big supporter of hers. I'm a big fan.
I'd rather not, if I'm honest. Marcus, do you want to take my shot?
No, I don't. I don't want to take mine.
Go on, be a champ.
I'm going first. Oh, it's horrendous. Oh, it doesn't take a second, actually. Oh, I might go vomit. Oh, God.
If he's going to like, I retched when I smelt his dog's poo. I've got no chance. You do this on a daily, so you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't, no.
You can't see me because I'm in the kitchen,
you-
double over in pain.
You bring me in as a guest to your humble podcast, and you plan to, spoiler alert for anyone who's not watched Game of Thrones, you basically plan to
Come on,
red
you got-
wedding me
you got
here.
2 minutes.
You're planning to red wedding me at my ass.
1 minute.
Oh, my God.
Just swallow it.
Hang on, I'll pour some of that in there so you can. There you go. You're welcome.
Just so you know, that's not gonna.
Oh god, it burns! Ugh.
It's so nice watching this from the third person.
Oh, it burns. It's like taking a shot of whiskey.
Oh, sorry. Did I mention that was the ginger, garlic, horseradish, and turmeric version?
Oh, you're a dickhead.
Right, that's all from the Generation Gap podcast this week. Thank you to my co-host Carl Davidson. Right, I'm Marcus Day. We didn't even say that at the beginning.
No.
They're our names. And special thanks to Danny for coming in and
thank you.
sitting through that.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. We'd love to have you back at some point. Maybe not soon because Carl seems to take it upon himself to try and hurt you. Right, we're going to go and get better at D&D. It's been lovely to speak to you all.
No, actually, it's not bad. It's not bad with the Mountain Dew.
This is way better. Right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.